Good afternoon. My name is Matt Coleman, and I'm with digitalnativesed.com. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about Edmodo and how we use Edmodo in our classroom and just share some of the great things about Edmodo. So, first thing first, what is Edmodo? The simplest way we like to talk about it is Edmodo is Facebook for education. Our kids know what Facebook looks like, as you can see on your screen. Our current Edmodo page is up. There's a couple different things you can do with Edmodo. First thing first is you can type a note to all your kids. It's really good for reminders. Hey, here's a test. Also, this is a great place to do bell work assignments. Maybe, hey, tell me the difference between three different kinds of triangles: isosceles, scalene, and obtuse. Or you can also post assignments for your kids. Give some examples of work they need to do. You can conduct quizzes inside of Edmodo. You can poll your students also. So Edmodo's got a lot of great things. Just think of it as your online classroom. It's a great way to communicate with your kids and also with your parents. So the first thing we're going to do after we've logged into our Edmodo page is we're going to create a class. Our first class is already made for us, our Digital Natives Geometry class. When you first log into Edmodo, they're going to have you create a class right away just so you get the feel of it. We want to create that next class. The next class we're going to create is for that AP Calculus class. So right here on the left-hand side where it says groups, we're going to select the plus symbol, and we're going to create a group, not join a group this time. And we're going to say this is our AP Calc class. And I've got some real superstars, so it's not just a single grade. We're going to actually select a range of grades. We've got kids that are in 12th grade at the top, and I've got one or two 10th graders in there also. They're a lot smarter than I am. Subject area is going to be mathematics. The class will be calculus. And we're ready to have our class. And there's our class right there. It gives us our group code right at the top. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But as soon as we get our class set up, one of the things I like to do so I don't forget is to select the parent access level. We want our parents to be involved, but there's sometimes we need to limit their access a little bit. We don't want them to be able to write into the AP Calculus form on Edmodo. At least I don't particularly like it. So I select group settings. I select group settings again. And right here under your three check boxes, the middle one, set all parents to read only, is the one I like to use. And I click Save Settings. And now my parents can see what the assignments are, but they can't actually add their own input, which, there's a time and place for that. I just don't think Edmodo is it for my particular set of classes. And so next thing we want to do is how to join a class, or how do students join a class or group. So we want our students to self-populate for us into these classes. We don't want to sit there and have to type all their names in and all that kind of stuff. So what we want to do is in our classroom, we're going to post our Edmodo code so our students can see what they need to do to join the class. So under our AP Calc, right here in that big upper right-hand corner, there's the code. In order to join the code, I would write it on the board. I'd hand it out to them on a sheet of paper. They would log into Edmodo. They're going to ask them for a code. You can't join Edmodo without a code. And they're going to ask them for a code. And then once they join, they'll be auto-populated in. If they already have an Edmodo account, they're going to use the groups button right there with the plus symbol again. They would then select join and then type in that group code right there, and it would automatically auto-populate them into it. So if we look at our geometry class we have here already set up, 12 members of my class have already populated. I'm member number 1. And so all these other students have already auto-populated for us, so we don't have to sit there and type all their names in. They kind of take control of that ownership and manage that for us. So we'll go back to home. So we talked earlier about parent access and how we wanted to limit it a little bit. But, my parent calls me and says, Mr. Coleman, I need to see what my kid's doing on Edmodo. Hey, not a problem. I can do that for you. There's 2 different ways they can do it. The simplest one is the student actually, every time they log in, the parent access code is right there on their web page. But we know sometimes there's a little bit of lack of communication between our students and our parents, so we want to have that information also to give to them. So I'm going to select my Digital Natives Geometry class, and then I'm going to select members. And under member options, it doesn't say parent access codes, but if you click print, right there at the bottom, it says parent access codes. I'm going to select generate page. This is something handy just to kind of keep near your desk. That way, in case that parent calls, there's all the access codes for my parents for every single one of my students. So I just like to keep that hanging around my desk. Mom or dad calls, hey, I need the access code. They can get in. So that was just a quick tutorial of how to use Edmodo. We discussed getting started. How do you create classes? What do you need to have your students be able to join the class? and giving parents that access so the parents can see it also. If you have any other questions, please contact us at digitalnativesed.com. We'd love to help you out. Once again, my name is Matt Coleman, and thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Goodbye.